morning. It's Friday at 11, so this is my art journal demo time. Today I'm going to do something a little different. It's been a while since I haven't worked in my journal, I think. Anyway, I thought I would do something where I would then at the end do cut something up out of it, because that is one of the things that I like to do with my art journaling, and I'm not ready to do that with the pages in my journal, the one I've been working in. So today I'm just going to work on a piece of paper. So let me go ahead and switch. I'm actually stuck peeling paint off of a tool, which is silly of me. Okay. I really want to work with this stencil in general in my life, so I have it out today. I hope that's straight. I can't quite tell. And so I pulled this to work with, and I hope you can hear me. My mics haven't been working, so this is just me talking to the cell phone. And let's see, what have I got going on here? I missed jelly printing yesterday. I have a very sick dog at home, and landscaping happening, and just all this stuff happened, and by the time I got in, it was too late to do it at 11, and then honestly just didn't have the gas in my tank, to be honest, which happens sometimes. And let me just make sure that I don't have anything that's going to get in the way. Okay, so I'm going to start with this, and that literally I'm just going to kitchen sink it today, which is my way of saying I'm going to do everything. I finally indulged and grabbed myself some of Seth Apter's textured inks. I had saved them for retail, and so now I'm actually gonna grab a few. So this is his sandy texture, which, yeah, I can hear the grit in it a little bit. Let's see what this does with this particular stencil. Pulled up some gunk there from somewhere. Good morning, everybody. Hi, Kendall. Hi, Lois. Hi, Ruth. Thanks for joining me today. I'll try to keep up with the comments. I don't have Kendall sidekicking today. She's remote. She's enjoying a little time off for herself, which she has earned in all sorts of ways. So, ooh, that's cool. That texture came out. So hopefully you can see. The lighting is terrible. I took down my studio lights because I needed to use the studio for teaching, and I had forgotten to put them back up, so I've got all these shadows. So hopefully you can see the texture that came out of that stencil. I really like it a lot, and I could see using this texture, this stencil with ink and a blending brush, and doing it over and over and over again, and really picking up a bunch of layers that way. I might just do that here. It's drying very fast. Anyway. Hey, Christy. Hi, Michelle. Look at that, everybody. It is interesting to work with new mediums and realize their differences. You know, like the Finnebair paste dry almost instantly. These ones are taking longer. This one is taking longer, I think. Unless it's shiny. Maybe it's a shiny finish. That's a possibility. Okay, and then another thing that's literally being put in the computer right as we speak. My daughter Courtney's in the back logging inventory. She's the reason that everything is available for you guys to buy, because honestly, it's just, I got overwhelmed, so I wasn't doing a particularly good job of getting it in stock. So she came in and she's been working for the last few weeks, really making sure that everything gets cataloged and price tagged. So these are brand new. These are These are from Aladdin. They are not Seth Apter, but they are Aladdin. And they are their version of like the mica sprays. And so I thought I'd try those today. And you know me, I like to flood. So I'm gonna put this down so that I get, now it's worth noting, ooh, these are strong smell to those. There's a little shimmer, I don't know, I'm hoping you can see the shimmer. That's not just because it's wet. I am working directly onto my 100-pound digital text, which means it's not coated in any way for art. This is just, it's just paper. So you're gonna see what it does. You see how it's interacting with the medium there, it's sitting on top, but then it's soaking straight into the paper, like instantly into the paper. This is their yellow, nice color. Yeah, it's nice color coverage there. I like that. Okay, I'm gonna hit this with a little heat. Roll this up. All right, yeah, that, so the medium, the texture medium, dries shiny. So it's hard to tell if it's wet or not because it's still shiny. That's good to know. I'm gonna go back and do another layer, as one of the things I like to do is put layers of the same stencil over and over and over again. This is Seth Apter's Ice, again, Eyes Ink, again from Aladdin. This one clogged, and so I cut it off, and now it's kind of sealed itself, so I'm sort of squishing it through like a Cheese Whiz package. Do they make Cheese Whiz anymore? Anyway, so this is a translucent layer that I'm putting down, and I need to get my sidekick out, so I have someplace to put this extra paint. And my sidekick is a journal I keep next to me where I scrape off my brushes and things so that they're okay. Now, because I had texture on there underneath there, it didn't express the pattern as well, so you can see I have some smushiness, but if you know me, I don't mind that. I like smushiness. Smushy makes me happy. Yay! So yes, the Aladdins are up. Sprays are available. Rush that. So let's see. This is a Glimmer Mist. This is Tattered Angels. This is the company that got me into using spray inks at all to begin with, which kind of started me on my mixed media journey in terms of what I like is my style, which is, super organic, very little control over, just sort of throwing things down and watching what they do with each other. That is, my approach to this, and that came quite a bit from using spray inks and what happens when you just throw them down together and they mix and the colors change and they reactivate when you put stuff down on top of them. So they do all these great things that I really enjoy. Okay, so if I was just going for a monochromatic colorway for a background of a card, I might even just stop here, right? Because that's a nice, it's got some nice texture, it's got a color theme, but I'm not, because that's not what I'm doing. So I'm not gonna stop. This is one of my favorites, y'all know that. And now I'm gonna use some 3D paste from Aladdin again. I love their products, you know that. This one's very thick. Very, very, very thick. Even thicker than maybe a frosting, which is what I usually like. I like a frosting texture, something that's easy to smooth around, but keeps its shape when you leave it, which is what this will do. But this shows every mark. Whoop. There's a way for me to get this to stay in focus for you guys. How about this? I'll move this up. So one thing that I pulled as well is his Seth's Crackle paste. And Crackle pastes are funny. They don't always crackle. So I want to see if this one does. And with a Crackle paste, what you really want is broad swaths of it in chunks. You don't want to spread it too thin, and you don't want little pieces of it. You want a nice area, because what you want is for it to crackle. So let's see what happens. And Crackle paint was a thing like 20, 30 years ago when I was first experimenting with sort of crafting on my own and not as part of a campfire group or class. And you were supposed to paint something a dark color and then put the Crackle paint over it, and then the crackle would happen and it'd show the paint underneath. And it was a distress technique that people used for furniture. So with Crackle, you really want it dry, because you want the crackle. It has to be dry for that. Oh, you can kind of see it's happening there. See, this is where it's thicker. You can see where that top layer is pulling away. That's what Crackle's supposed to look like. Cracked. It's supposed to look cracked. Can't tell if this is supposed to be a chalky finish or no. That's dry. So again, it's shiny. Yeah, dry. Ooh, and hot to the touch. So that's a little hard to tell, but maybe you can see there. See that crackle? You know what? This is also damp underneath, so I'm just going to hit it in the back. Because that water, those spray inks really absorbed into the paper. Let's see what happens if I dry it a little from the back. Cool. Yeah, that worked. I like that. We can really see it split there. Little stretch marks. Okay, very cool. Okay, now what, Angharad? Let's do some. When I said kitchen sinking, I genuinely meant it. This is Liquitex acrylic inks. These will dry. Everything I put down so far, no, not everything. Some of what I've put down, all the texture pastes and things like that are acrylics and will dry permanently. The sprays I've put down before this were not, so they will not there. You can really see the crackle because now the liquid's in there. So these are going to interact with the liquids that I put on afterwards. These sprays that are on here, the purple and the yellow and the gold. But because they've soaked in, they're not going to react that much. So you'll see it more where it's sitting on top. Okay, I hope I'm not missing any comments. Not so into the drips, so just re-watered that down so that it flows. And so you can see where it's activated the color underneath as well, and it's moving around a little bit. It's fine. That's what I like. That's what I like. Okay. So I also have these, this acrylic spray from Dina Wakley. Oh, I actually got a squirt out of that. These clog, notoriously clog. Look at that, it's working. And these are very opaque, so you can see what's happening. It's obscuring the color underneath. So, but that's kind of fun. It's kind of a fun palette so far. Let's see if I can, I don't think, maybe they do. But once these dry, these will be permanent because that's what they are. They're acrylics. She has new colors coming out, and I have the tips for the bottle. So, you know, they do clog, and so one of the solutions is to replace the bottle spritzer top with a pin applicator top. And so, like, you can write with it at that point and use it more of like a paint pen. So I have those on order. I'm waiting for mine to show up. Another thing I want to show you with the tubes or the spray paints, since they do clog, starting to get those interactions that I really like, where you have lots of color in one place, you know, layering into each other. Is that taming the will moment. I don't know if it'll work that well because it's I don't have that much texture, but you can take it and run the paint from the stem of the sprayer too. Do it that way. Anyway, it doesn't have a lot of texture on here yet, so that didn't work so well. See what else. And this, you know, it's just, I'm just moving it around. I would like, I'm gonna add a little gold, but I'm gonna do it with a brayer and I'm gonna squirt the gold out. This is my favorite gold. It's golden iridescent gold deep fine type, and it's their liquid acrylics, which I have. So I'm going to brayer it on, and see, this is that thing that I like to do where when you brayer it on, it hits the highlights of your texture. And very blobby, adding some nice blob. And you can see that it's pulled some of that texture out that was underneath there. And then it adds a sort of veil over the whole thing, so everything coalesces. That word that I like to use, coalesces. So again, I could stop here and cut these out and use them as backgrounds, but I'm not going to, because that's not me. Okay, this is Seth's flaky texture, which I haven't done before. Oh, interesting. Interesting. Reminds me a little bit of the coarse texture from, oh, I see what it is. It's like scales. It's like fish scales. Oh, I don't know if I like that. One of the few things I don't like is, you know, stuff fluttering off my piece. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to handle the flaky stuff. You know what though? Here, let's just embrace it. That did not express the stencil very well, so I'm just going to go ahead and scrape some more on there and make it nice and thick, and then we'll play around with color. This is just little tiny bit of gold that's left on there. Okay, let's go back to this pretty color and see what happens when it goes on to a lot of texture medium. That's kind of cool. Gonna do some more gold because it looks so pretty with this color palette. Ooh, look at that. So it's interacting with some of the layers that are on there. The flaky layers, which I like. So maybe I like it more than I thought. Very grungy. Yeah, that's right, Lois. Thank you. She, you know, she's acknowledged that there's a design flaw, and they've come up with some nice solutions, which is kind of fun. Let's see. This is the Eye Zinc Diamond. This is their 24 karat one, which means that it has a little holographic. So let's try this again. This time with this paste. See how this works. Oh, come on. So this has solidified in the nozzle. I'm gonna use my palette knife, see if I can get down to liquid. If I can't, I'll cut off the tip. But if I can do this. The things we have to deal with. Let's see. Nope. Oh. You think you have all your tools at your fingertips, and then it turns out you don't. All right, so here we go. This is how I deal with the clogged nozzle with my eye zinc. There's that texture paste that I was looking for. Okay. It is very, very thick and granular anyway. Let's see if we can get it to really express this stencil. Oh, that's cool. Look at that. Now let's see if I can do it over here. Maybe. More down. Ugh. Got flaky stuff on my face. Cool. Like it. All right. So, that color was green, green pastel, if you're wondering. Yeah, I don't have a problem with getting paint on my fingers, but I don't like it to feel like chunky. So I don't know if you saw that, I got too close and it started to bubble. So some of these will do that. Thanks, Lois. I think it's coming together. I mean, these colors are not exactly the same, but this is a nice complement, this turquoise, I think. So here, I'm gonna Dina Wakley it. Just come in and scribble some stuff on. Actually, I don't particularly like that. There, I'd rather have it like that. She said, you said she actually pours it on, huh? I don't always catch her lives, or all of them, I should say. I catch bits and pieces here and there. Just all the people I need to watch. Tim and Seth and Dina and Diane and all the Instagram videos from all the beautiful designers. I feel like all I do is stare at the screen all day. Thanks, Lois. Yeah, they're coming together really well. And look how quickly that dried. That is dry. And then, I think this is a little bit of a theme for me today. This cold is making me so happy. I am struggling a little bit with, don't use it all up, but that's silly because, you know, what's the point? What's the point of having it if you don't throw it down, if you don't use it? Okay. When it's curled up like that, it means that the top is dry and the bottom is not when it curls like that. So if you want to go to the bottom underneath and hit it, it can help flatten it out a little bit. You can also wrap it in wax paper and flatten it under a book, of course, to really straighten it out, let it dry overnight, which is what might happen to this piece. Who knows? I do have plans for it though. Will do. Oh, I don't know. I'm getting close to feeling like this has got enough personality. I might add some more. I've been super into this. Pretty sure this is a paper artsy stencil. I've been super into this one for a while. I'm gonna go back to this orange, which, you know, was back here. Uh-oh. Oh no. Okay. Squish. Oh, this stuff is stiff. Stiff, 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 stiff. Sorry, whoever's calling. I open at 12 and will totally answer the phone then, I promise. Usually answer it beforehand too if I'm not living. Yes. All right, so I hope what you saw happen there is the, like, you know, I had a lot of color and texture concentrated in the middle, and so I've been working on getting to the edges so the whole piece feels more done. Hi, Michelle. Oh, thank you. Yes, the gold sitting on top is making me super happy. I agree. And this gold is just so bright and so opaque. It's just, it's perfect for this application. It's just the right amount of fluid. It doesn't flow away, but it sits right there on top. But it goes down really nice. I'm almost done, so I'm going to give you guys a closer look in a second. For sure. Okay, so I'm going to pull this back in and see what happens when let's see what happens when So again, you know, they were sort of, it was very stark, sitting on top of what I already had. So adding this and letting it ooze around incorporates it into the background a bit more. Get this nice and dry, and then thank you, Kendall. And I actually like what it was doing around the edges too when I had this out earlier. Okay, now what I'm gonna do, what, more gold? Yes, more gold. Yeah. There it is, picking up that texture, creating that veil over the top of the whole thing. So let's see, I'm gonna hold this kind of still, and hopefully in a way that you can see in the light what I have going on here. A lot of texture, a lot of colors, but you can still see down to those original colors that I put down, the original textures under there, that grid. I've got places that are super chunky. You see the spots with this texture, the glitter pastes. Okay, set your lights back up in here. It makes a difference. All right, hope you enjoyed that. I hope you got inspired. Let's see, come back, whoop, wrong way. Come back at 1. I don't have a box, but I do have something to show you. I'm gonna, yeah, well, I won't spoil it. It's tempting to tell you what it is, but why don't you come back at 1 and check it out. And I am now open full-time all the time. So 12 to 5, Tuesday through Saturday, and am considering later hours on Thursday, and maybe even just till 6 o'clock every day. Let me know what you think. If there are hours that are better for you, no harm in asking, see what I can do. And hopefully I'll see you soon. All right, thanks everyone. And thank you, Kendall.